The Do It Justice Vision Trip, it's an expression of one of the unique strengths of the Bay Area Anti-Trafficking Coalition, in that we are building this network of anti-trafficking organizations, of community groups, faith communities, and individuals all around the Bay Area. And we are leveraging some of those relationships to put together a vision trip where individuals come together to be immersed in a day of understanding what people are doing on the front lines of the anti-trafficking movement in the Bay Area, and learning different ways that they can actually get engaged and further deepen their involvement in fighting human trafficking.
We really do lean into language, and we think words are important. And the reason we've called this a vision trip is because we do see people journey along with us for a day and see that they are getting a vision for themselves for what might be their next step in fighting human trafficking. But at the same time, sometimes they've just engaged with one organization or this organization, and they haven't understood kind of the picture of how they all work together. So at the same time as they're understanding what their next steps may be, they also are able to step back and enjoy for a day understanding how these organizations work together. And as we believe at the Bay Area Anti-Trafficking Coalition, we really do need to collaborate to eradicate.
Another powerful thing about the Do It Justice Vision Trip is that they're hearing firsthand from people who are not only fighting on the front lines against human trafficking, but many of them are the founders of these organizations who share their vision and their passion for the work. And so the trip is not just educational, but it's also very inspirational. One of the things that was really powerful for me was we got to spend a few minutes on International Boulevard in the city of Oakland, where street prostitution is very blatant. And we were there during the day, so it wasn't as blatant when we were there, but it was powerful to be where, not only where things are happening, but in a place where it was very uncomfortable for most of us because we don't usually live in those environments. And so being able to not only be on International Boulevard, but to hear about what one of the organizations, Love Never Fails, does to reach out to the women who are trafficked along there was very powerful.
One of the highlights of the vision trip for me was stopping at Sliver Pizza in Berkeley. The reason I love it is because the name itself totally signifies what I feel is our call for each of us in the fight against human trafficking. What is the sliver? What is the piece of the pie that we can each do individually to make a difference? What I love was the owner came out, he talked to us, he shared with us the vision that he had with his family and his children. He's invited his wife and his kids along in this journey of saying, just what can we do as a family to fight trafficking? And then in Berkeley, where there is this very real need of a ton of college students who just hunger for pizza, he's made it incredibly easy for them to understand that in that purchase, in that moment when they meet their need of hunger, they also are attacking an issue like human trafficking by having some of the profits of that restaurant go towards fighting trafficking. He even puts it on the window of the restaurant, and so people are invited into that, but they do it in a way that it's their own individual response, and it tastes good along the way as well.
We're spending the day together on a bus with other people who are like-minded in their interests and their passions, and who have a common goal, a goal of fighting for a slave-free Bay Area and beyond. I love to see when people make a connection in their minds and kind of some type of light bulb goes on and they realize that's why this doesn't happen, or why these girls don't get this type of services, or whatever it is. And then throughout the rest of the trip, they're thinking about, well, what can we do to make a difference and to help, because I didn't realize that this was such a big problem.
When people join us on a vision trip for a day, what I love seeing is that many people have come to us saying that human trafficking is something new that they're learning about. What I appreciate is that people can often go, when they're searching online by themselves at home learning about this issue, they can really go from 0 to 60 in a short amount of time. They can go from obliviousness to paralysis. And what's so important about something like the vision trip is that we come together, we talk about these issues, and we journey together on what it means to say, okay, now we can't say we don't know anything, but we also can't do everything. And so in that space, we actually join together in community and come up with solutions, because we're dialoguing with one another, we're understanding the issue, and then we're seeking common solutions. People do ask us where we got this name, the Do It Justice Vision Trip, for going around the Bay Area and checking out all these essential organizations that are fighting human trafficking. The reason we put that name to it is we really think there's a Nike theology out there that encourages people to just do it, to just go out one Saturday, sign up to build a house, to just do it and respond in compassion to an urgent need. But the reality is that in fighting human trafficking, we need people to journey with us. This is a long fight, this is a marathon, and this is a way in which we need to express our compassion over a long period of time where we're standing against the injustice of this issue happening in our midst. So we invite people on that journey with us, and we say, don't just do it justice.
Don't just do it. Do it justice.
That's right.
Bay
Area
Anti-Trafficking
Trafficking
Coalition.